and thank you so much for joining me today for day 18 of Scraptember 2022. And today's prompt was to use a selfie. So straight away I thought of this selfie that I took of my daughter and I on our recent family holiday together. We were sitting on the boat waiting to be taken over to the island of Herm in the Channel Islands. I'm trying to get much better at taking selfies, because if I don't, there are no photos of me unless I force my husband to take some. He really doesn't like taking photos, and when he does take them he just snaps. He doesn't really look to see what he's taking, so they tend to be awful. Anyway, this is my selfie. My selfies do tend to be of me with somebody. I don't really like taking pictures just of me on my own. So because we're on a boat and you can see the sea and the boats behind, I really wanted to use this Vicki Boutin stencil, which looks like waves. It's one that I won't get a huge amount of use out of, so any opportunity to use it, I really want to do that, because I want to have stash that I use. Things that I'm just not using need to go, because I haven't got a huge scrap room. In fact, it's just a desk in the corner of our second lounge, so I really need to make sure that things that are taking up space are things that I will use. So I'm using Speckled Egg Distress Oxide, which matches nicely with the sky in the photo, and I'm going to use my Heidi Swap Sun Chaser again. I seem to be using this collection a lot because of all the summer photos that I've been scrapping, and I do love the colours in it. So just going to map the photo onto some scrap white cardstock using my tissue tape from Sticks 2. We stock this in Hey Little Magpie. And once that's down, I'll start considering what to do next. So just using my Tim Holtz edge distresser to distress the edges of the white cardstock. I tend to prefer doing this rather than just leaving the edges clean. I don't know why, no other reason than that's my preference. So once this is distressed, I'm going to put it down on the page and decide where to go. Now I pulled out this 6x8 paper from the paper pad, and I've decided that I'm going to use it as a mat, but I'm going to follow the lines of the colours in it. So I want the greens to go at the bottom like the sea, and then the more pinky colours, peachy colours at the top like the sun if it were a sunset. So again, just going to distress all the edges of this, and then that will go as a mat underneath the photo. And there we go, I like how that's looking. So you can probably see at the top of the screen, I've pulled out a load of ephemera pieces from the Endless Summer Cocoa Vanilla pack that I've been storing with my Sun Chaser, because it goes so nicely. I just pulled out any pieces that I thought might work with this layout. The pack's starting to thin out now, so I'm trying to get bits used up where I can. And I'm just starting to position those round, seeing where I can use them. That cloud I put quite high up on the layout because I wasn't happy with some of my stenciling up there, so I wanted to use it as a mask for that. Now going through the paper pad to choose another mat to put behind the photo, just to make it stand out a little bit more. And I've ended up on this green star, which is really nice. It's a mix between the blues that I've got in the page and the green of my dress, so I like how that looks. So again, I'll stick the photo down and then distress the edges of that mat. And now that I'm happy with the layers behind the photo, I can see that this wave piece is a little bit too wide. So I'm just trimming that down, and then I'll have to distress that edge again. And I'm much happier with how that looks, and you can still see the stenciling poking out from either side. Although, as per usual, by the time I finished, most of it's covered up, but it's still there, and I know it's there. So just working out exactly how to position these two together. And then I'm going to go in and, without moving it, glue this piece down. I know that that's going in the middle of the page, so it's much better to get it stuck down. So just double checking, and then going in with my Stix 2 25mm foam pads, just to raise the photo up to make it the focal point of the layout and make it easier to tuck bits behind. I haven't really got a plan. Sometimes I have quite a clear plan in my head of what I'm going to do with the layout. This one I really didn't know at all, but it just came together as I started playing with all the ephemera bits. And you'll see now, once this photo's down, I'll start tucking things in and adding things, and it's lovely the way it came out in the end. So as I say, just choosing a few bits from that Endless Summer pack and positioning those down, and then I'll go into the Sun Chaser pieces. So starting off with the word phrases, I do love these. I use them on every layout. So that first one just is relax, with the definition of relax, and then I find a pink one that says sunshine on my mind, which I stick above that, and that looks really nice. Because it was the start of our oh my goodness, start of our holiday, we were really excited about the week ahead and all the sun that we were going to have. So just using pieces to journal about that, really. Just, as I always do, moving things around, trying to decide exactly where they're going to go, and then gluing bits down once I'm satisfied that that's where they're going to stay. So now the puffy stickers, I've had these with the collection for a while and haven't actually reached into them. I think there's so much with the ephemera and the definition stickers and the other puffy word stickers, I just haven't needed to pull on these, but today was the day. So just choosing a few bits from there. That tab that I've put at the top says good times, and then this one here to the left is life is good. And you can see we're starting to build up layers around the edge of the photo, covering up the stenciling nicely, like I said, but there's still plenty peeking out, so it's fine. And that heart at the bottom just says fun. So now adding some lines to add my journaling. And the journaling just reads, a quick selfie whilst we sat on the Travel Trident boat in St Peter Port, Guernsey, waiting to be taken the 20 minutes over to Herm, our island paradise. And it really is. We've not been able to go for 2 years because of COVID restrictions. The children were too young to have their second jab at the point of us rebooking it for last year. So it was quite complicated in Guernsey. We had to have a second test when we arrived, and then we'd have to book a hotel in Guernsey before we went home. It just, the complications were just too much, and Mum and Dad said, let's just postpone again until this year. So it was really special this year. So just having a look to see if any of these puffy words work, but I decide against it on this layout. It's already getting quite busy, and we just don't need one. So popping those back. But I do find a circular element, this one that says breathe, which I put in the bottom left-hand corner there. And I really like that. So you can see where the stenciling is just a little bit messy up the top there, and I wanted to have that covered. So I tried moving the cloud, and I'll try moving it to the side of the photo as well, but ultimately it needs to be at the top there. And this A Lower Sunshine seems to get moved around and around as well. But it does rest where it's positioned there now. This little tab is from an Ellie Studio monthly kit. I've started treating myself to one now and again. They really are gorgeous kits. We're the exclusive stockist in the UK here at Hey Little Magpie. And all the die cut bits are fabulous, and I'm intrigued to see how I can start using more journaling cards in my scrapbooking, so you'll probably see that coming soon to my channel. So just adding a bit of foam tape there behind the tab where it hangs over the photo, just to keep it upright. And then a blob of glue on the corner there, just to keep it stuck down onto the photo. So I think this is where I decide that I need to commit to this cloud, and I'll glue it down. Yes, gluing it down with my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And see how it just covers that messy bit of stenciling very nicely. And another phrase, I hadn't realised that I'd used two phrases that say hello sunshine, but obviously very excited about the sunshine. So that banner goes down there, overlapping the cloud, but I'm going to mount it onto foam just to give it a bit more oomph, make it stand out a bit. And now the sticker book. I love this sticker book, there's so much in it. Straight away I see that sunshine, which is perfect to just fill in that gap underneath the cloud and next to the LOS Sunshine banner, and it was like it was made for it. So very happy with that. And then I see these chevrons. I think they're photo corners actually, but I've been using them as chevrons, and I love how they really give definition to a page. So now that LOS Sunshine piece is stuck down, I shall go in with two different colours of chevrons. I use this mustard yellow on the left hand side, just 3 of the corners to create a chevron there, and then the teal blue on the right hand side just to balance it out. I think I could do with a sticker book just full of these, all different colours. I love them. So there they go down there. I'm just looking through to see what else there is. I love labels to add a little bit of something to the layering around a photo, so I cut a piece of this one off and put it there, and then decide to use the other half, well it's more than a half, on the other side of the photo, and so I struggled to get it in there. It's a bit too big, so I just have to trim a little bit off. And there, I like the balance of having half on one side and half on the other. Same with those chevrons, just balancing everything out. And then I see the circles and think it might be nice to layer one underneath this Breathe sticker. This poor sticker gets lifted up a few times now. That goes there. And I see the little heart, so I think I'll add that as well. So these are clear stickers now in the second half of the book. And I find some more words. And there's one that says beautiful days ahead, which is going under the photo now. And there was just enough room between the photo and my journaling, thank goodness, to put that down. And then this one says paradise. And I love how the stenciling still shows through that beautiful days ahead. Because they're semi-transparent, it's really nice. So now coming in with the date, and at first I pull out my black stamp pad, but then I think actually I want to use the Distress Oxides. So I start doing it using this speckled egg, which is what I used through the stencil to create the background. And then I will grab Antique Linen, which is a nice yellowy colour. And finally, I think it was Kitsch Flamingo or Candied Apple. And I love how that layering looks with the date there. And finally, I'm just going to go in with some Nuvo drops in yellow and orange and olive green. And after that, I shall go in with some sequins in 2 different sizes, just to add a bit of sparkle and bling. I'm trying to resist splattering on every single layout, so this is my alternative. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed my interpretation of the prompt. Do check the description box down below to see the playlist of everybody else who's joining in. New videos are added daily as more prompts come out on a daily basis, and there are some fabulous videos. I really enjoy my time going through when I have a bit of spare time and watching everybody else. And that's it. So like and subscribe if you care to do so. It really does help me very much when you do. And I shall see you again tomorrow for the next prompt. Bye.